We have breaking news. Democrat Representative Clay, he's a senior member of the Congressional Black Caucus. He is now going after AOC and criticizing AOC for saying basically that Pelosi is singling out the hard left representatives for basically being women of color. Here's the quote, basically saying that, let me just get it for you, that AOC is, it tells you the level of ignorance to American history on their part as to what we are as a Democrat caucus. Level of ignorance there. That's what Representative Clay just said. Patrice Leon-Wuka, senior policy analyst with the Independent Women's Forum, is here with her reaction. That was some pretty tough words from a top member of the Democrat Black Caucus. What's your take on that?
Absolutely, Liz. I mean, this is turning into a real food fight, but it's an important fight to be had. AOC is making charges that Nancy Pelosi is being racist, and I think when you make those kinds of allegations, you have to tread very lightly because those are pretty serious. Now, when we think about the Democrats, they have placed all of their eggs in the identity politics basket. So talking about gender, talking about race is really important. Now, I will say though that when you look back at the Democratic history, their history has not been kind, or Democrats have not been kind to people of color historically. It wasn't until maybe the 1960s or 50s where they flipped and embraced civil rights. But you know what? Right now, this is not what they need if they really want to try to advance any sort of policy.
To your point, are they in danger of making themselves completely irrelevant? I mean, the politics of personal attacks, you can't get that far. It seems it is overshadowing the real kitchen table policy issues Americans want debate about.
Oh, it is. I mean, from a conservative perspective, I think it's great. That means they're not advancing harmful policies. Next week, they're planning to vote on a $15 federal minimum wage and getting rid of tipped wages. So that stuff is getting overshadowed, though, by these really public fights. And I'm sure Nancy Pelosi and her leaders would rather do these things behind closed doors. But AOC and her girl squad, they're saying, no, you know what? We're not waiting to be given power or inherit power. We're going to take it and we're going to use this bully pulpit that we've been given. And you know what, Liz? I will say, you know what? A lot of Democrats, they've created this monster. When AOC, when Ilhan Omar, when Rashida Tlaib made some really incendiary comments, really salacious comments, racist comments, or comments about Jews, the Democrats circled around them and protected them and said, oh, don't come after them. That's being racist. Well, now the chickens are coming home to roost.
Alexandria Cortez even went after Joe Biden on New Yorker radio saying, quote, you know, talking about women's rights, it's a big issue. Basically saying Joe Biden is making gaffes and these are problems. She's also saying, if you don't know how to apologize for praising segregationists, that's a red flag already. Your take on AOC going after Biden?
I'm not surprised. You know, anyone who doesn't fall into their belief that if you're not with us and you're against, then you're with them, means that she's going to go after Biden. And it's sad because this level of if these are the future leaders of the Democratic Party, then they're going to be leading by personal attacks. They're going to be leading in a dictatorial manner that pushes aside any sort of bipartisanship. And I think that's what voters were really looking for.
Patrice, great to see you. Thank you so much for coming on.
No problem.
Thank you for having us in your homes. Thank you so much for watching. We hope